Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. VW ups the ante with its big bet on China. Toyota shrugs off the bad news and puts in some positive results. And Bill Nye, the science guy, sings the praises of electric cars. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Monday, April 26, 2010, and now the news. In its bid to become the largest automaker in the world, Volkswagen just announced a huge investment in China. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company will pour an additional $2 billion into the country, a 50% increase over its previous plans. It will spend a total of $8 billion by 2012, including launching new vehicles and building 2 new plants. VW believes the auto market in China will grow 75% by 2018. Of course, to hit its goal of becoming the biggest car company in the world, VW will have to surpass Toyota, and that's not going to be easy. Despite all the recalls and problems that Toyota's been going through lately, the AFP reports that the company's sales surged 26% worldwide in March. And obviously, it expects the good times to keep on rolling because it sure is building a lot of cars. Toyota's production is up 82%. Put it all together, and the company is expected to return to profitability when it reports its results next month. Analysts expect a $500 million profit for the fiscal year. Ford's global purchasing chief, Tony Brown, says there's still too many suppliers and that more will go bankrupt this year. According to the Detroit News, he says there's still too much overcapacity and that if he could, he would take it out. Ford is cutting back on the number of suppliers it does business with, about 850 this year, compared with over 3,000 in 2004. And in the future, the company would like to cut that number to only 750 suppliers. Talking about consolidation, now it's happening with the daily rental car companies. The Wall Street Journal reports that Hertz plans to buy Thrifty Dollar for $1.2 billion in cash and stock. Hertz wants to increase the number of non-airport locations it has and expand its business in Europe and improve its fleet usage rate. On weekdays, the company uses about 95% of its fleet, but only 30 to 40% on weekends. Dollar Thrifty, on the other hand, has a higher usage rate on weekends. You know, in the advertising world, this next report probably was not unexpected, but it sure is a shocker. The AP reports that Chevrolet is dumping its advertising agency, Campbell Ewald, which has handled Chevrolet's advertising since 1919, and came up with campaigns like Dinah Shore singing "See the USA in Your Chevrolet" in the 1950s, and more recently, the Like a Rock campaign for Chevy pickups. The Chevy account will now move to Publicis Worldwide, which is already doing the advertising for the Malibu and Equinox. Campbell Ewald will still be the agency for OnStar and GMC. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you combined a Ford Mustang and an old Bentley? Well, neither have I, but that didn't stop the designers at Mitsuoka Motors from doing just that. Autoblog reports that this off-the-wall Japanese car company has grafted a Bentley front end on a drop-top Mustang to create the Galue convertible. And just in case the results weren't hideous enough, it slapped what looks like a mid-90s Cadillac DeVille posterior on the car for good measure. If you're near the Beijing Auto Show, check it out, if you've got a strong stomach. Coming up next, we pay a visit with Bill Nye, the science guy, and get him to tell us what it's like to live with the electric version of the Mini E.
Introducing Bridgestone's third generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
To paraphrase the great William Shakespeare, some people are born explorers and some people have exploring thrust upon them. But as Autoline's Chip Drake tells us, then there are the pioneers.
Being a pioneer is okay. I'm ambivalent. I have mixed feelings. I would rather the car had cruise control and I were just a regular guy.
Bill Nye is certainly no regular guy. You might know him from his good-natured eco-rivalry with LA neighbor Ed Begley. But his day job as Disney's Bill Nye the Science Guy is what brings him into our homes to educate our children and adults alike.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
And one of the issues Mr. Nye is passionate about is changing the way we all get around.
What you'd really want are public transportation systems like London or something, or Tokyo. But in the interim, we need to have cars, automobiles, that are just less inefficient and much cleaner. And electricity would be fantastic if we can get the specific energy or the amount of energy stored in the batteries down to a reasonable size.
Bill Nye isn't just speaking off the cuff. This mechanical engineer turned scientist turned television educator was an original member of the General Motors EV1 fraternity. But ever since that car was canceled, he's been looking for a new electric avenue. Then 2 years ago came the unveiling of BMW's Mini E program at the LA Auto Show. Bill Nye landed vehicle number 265 of the 450 consumer cars on the road. And though he wasn't happy with the high lease price he was paying each month, at least he wasn't surprised, as others were, by the usual ramp-up problems that confront real-world research like this.
Let me start by saying that I am an early adopter enthusiast. So when BMW says it'll be 6 weeks before we can get your car, I go, okay. When Mini says, well, it'll be another 2 weeks before the electrician can come, I go, all right. And they have all this paperwork in the contract. Be sure to keep your other car. Don't let go of your other car. I totally get it. I mean, it wasn't any problem for me.
But it hasn't been all sunshine and lollipops for either BMW or the Mini E pioneers, as they're called, especially when it comes to their home charging stations. Now, whether it's his science background or his personal history with the EV1, either way, Mr. Nye insisted that Mini set him up with a 240-volt charger instead of the usual 110 it was providing others, cutting a full charge for the car down from more than 15 hours to only 3.
We're early adopters. We're pioneers, man. We're going to figure this out.
Join us tomorrow when Bill Nye takes Autoline Daily for a ride around LA in his electric Mini E. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.